Om Namo Narayani. Good morning, good evening, wherever we are all joining in from. Today is our week 137 of our Sri Lalita class for beginners. Today we will be looking at Sri Lalita's names 951 to 957. Let us begin with our prayers. ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ध्यानम् सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरतारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्। अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये भवानी। ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्थां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसत् हेमपद्माम्बराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयतां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसितेक्षणां सचरचापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीमरुणमाल्यभूषाम्भरां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम्। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ नमो नारायणिताये शरणम्। ॐ श्रीं श्रीमात्रे नमः स्वाहा। Om Namo Narayani. Today is Mother's Day and the Cosmic Mother herself. And the beautiful greetings is she lives in each one of us in our heart as the Matru Rupena, the mother's form is within each one of us. Like the divine, our soul is a drop, is in us. Her motherly quality is in all of us, all the beings, not just humanity, in every being. So let's invoke that motherhood within every one of us that is so loving, nurturing, and she has created the universe, she's created us, and she takes care of us as the most loving mother. And if we invoke that within each one of us, then every place becomes filled with that love and that nourishing love that sustains everything. Happy Mother's Day. Let's begin with Sri Lalita Narayani's first name for this week, 951. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namah Swaha. Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namah Swaha. Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who is eternal. Shashvatam is always ever there. So it is ever present, it's always there. So it has that quality of eternal. being eternal. We have seen in her earlier name, 136 name, Om Shri Nityaye Namaswaha. Nitya is also always. Nitya is like every day, every moment is like Nityam. It's there. Shashvatam is that it is runs through time, space, everything. Like truth is Shashvatam. Truth sustains everything. So her presence, she is there. Shashvatam means always there, everywhere, eternally. Another way Shashvatam can be used, as usage for it is, something is Shashvatam means it is happening always, frequently, continuously. So it can also, this name can also be interpreted as salutations, Om Shrim salutations to Sri Lalita, who is worshipped continuously by her devotees. We would have heard this word Shashvatam, and many of the words, her names, when we become familiar, we can relate to the bhajans. One of the bhajans, many of us would have heard, it's Amma's Shakti Geetam, Volume 5. And just to recapitulate, so you get the familiarity of this Shashvatam. I'll just sing the 2 lines. Om Haim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Sharade Shubhaprade Sharade Shubhaprade Sarvakaladharithayanidhi. No, I didn't get it. Saraswati Shashwati Saraswati Shashwati Sarvakaladhari Dayanidhi. Om Haim Saraswati Namaha. Om Haim Saraswati Namaha. Saraswati Shashwati. So she is Shashwatam. So Amma is singing this. So she herself is Saraswati. She herself is Mahalakshmi. She herself is Durga Parvati. She herself is Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara, Mahadeva. Everything she's there. And yet the divine sings that, honoring every aspect of that auspiciousness and the qualities of the divine. It is not like it's not singing from the ego, but it's singing from that bliss that is overflowing, that Sachidananda state. And she is describing Saraswati as Shashvatam. She's ever there. That wisdom, her presence, her beauty, every aspect of the divine is Shashvatam. It is eternal and ever present. So next time you'll hear this bhajan, you will be able to connect with Shashwatya, that quality of the divine that is ever there, ever present. A thought, yeah. If once we understand more and more of each word, then we can also soak in the bhajans, the songs. So each time we sing it, we can go into the depth of these bhajans as we sing it for the divine, and with the knowing the full meaning, it overflowing with the heart, it connects more beautifully. Her 952nd name, Om Shri Shashvataishwaryaye Namaswaha. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, Shashvat, Shashvat, Aishwaryaye, Aishwaryaye, Namaswaha, Namaswaha. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, Shashvat, Shashvat, Aishwaryaye, Aishwaryaye, Namaswaha, Namaswaha. Om Shreem, Shashvataishwaryaye, Namaswaha. Om Shreem, Shashvataishwaryaye, Namaswaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who holds eternal sovereignty. She reigns supreme. Her domain is the entirety of the creation, the, the entirety of the universe, multiverse, the entirety of it. Shashvatam is always, ever. Aishwaryam, so Aishwaryam is that ruling, that sovereignty, that supremacy, that dominion. Like a king or a ruler has sovereignty over his kingdom, she has sovereignty over the entire creation, universe, because she rules it. She is the Ishwari, Parameshwari, the ultimate ruler in the entirety of the creation. And her dominion, sovereignty is Shashvatam, ever. It is ever, ever there. And another way this can be interpreted is Shashwati, instead of when we are saying it in the Namavali, we are saying Shashwatyai Namaha Namaswaha. This is the Namavali, one name by one name. But when we are singing it in the Shloka format, it will be Shashwati, Shashwataishwarya, Aishwari, Sarmadayi. So that I Namaswaha will not be there. That I is to you, we are saying each name separately. When it is flowing, Shashwati, Shashwataishwarya. Yeah. So she is the E of the Shashwati from the previous name. If that E is taken into this name, it will be Isha, Ashwat, Aishwarya. So Isha is again the divine, the totality of Isa. Isan is that aspect. When Shiva is referred to as Isha, Isan, is again the totality of that divine form. Ishva, Isa here. So here the Isha is the one who is ruling. Ishwari is again the ruler, Isha. So we saw in the last week the five aspects that in her creation: Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara, Sadashiva. They are the supreme five rulers in her manifestations, and in that they Isha. Ashwat is horse. It's like the riding, the vehicle. So there they become the seat for her, like they are supporting her, like they become the seat for her, and all the rulers, they become her seat, and that is her Aishwaryam. That is, she rules over even those rulers who are like, we look up to Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and all those aspects of the, when you're looking from our level, that itself is like mind-blowing level of going to that state of the divine, and they become her vehicle to transport whatever she's doing. So she's the ruler seated on them, and they carry out the entirety of the creation. So she is the ultimate supreme ruler. We have seen Parameshwari. So Para is the ultimate, the most renowned, the the para is that extolling that the ultimate, the oneness, the best, that one, that singularity of that, in that when you're extolling something. Ishwari, again, she's the ruler. So this, we are seeing those qualities of her in different names, and the themes are to give a more depth to that aspect of that supreme, that she is the supreme ruler, and she is the most loving everything, and she is the most commanding. She is the divine that showers the blessing. She is the divine that to rule you need to uh, control misbehavior and going the adharmic way. She does that. So any kingdom, any rule, any government these days, we see uh, we have the the three aspects, the making the rules, executive, and the judiciary. So the judiciary, all these different aspects are, they're all from her. So the whole universe runs by those. And that is the dharma, and that is the sanatana dharma. Like Shashvatam, another word for that is sanatana. Sanatana also means always, ever present. So we have Nitya, Shashvata, Sanatana. They are different words, but they are, those qualities are those giving that something that's always there, Sanatana. So Sanatana Dharma is those rules by which the whole entire creation is. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, no. And the Sanatana Dharma is not just for this aspect of our human existence. The Sanatana Dharma, that Dharma, the rules by which creation sustains, like if there is heat and there is cold, it is the Dharma, it is automatically the heat will flow to the cold, the high will go to the lower. So these are the flows with which atoms, molecules, you name it, anything in creation, there is an automatic pattern to it to keep that flowing. And like that, for life to flow, there is that every life has its, there is dignity for each life, dignity for each livelihood. And the Sanatana Dharma is that which maintains that dignity of life and livelihood for every creature. And it maintains that because then you know which is the right for you and which is wrong for you. Amma says, when you connect with your soul will guide you which is right for you and which is wrong for you. But when we connect with our mind and our ego, our desires make the decision. We are ruled by our desires and our goals. If we are connected with the soul, the same desire, when it flows from the soul, will know at which point to proceed and which point to alter it or change it. That guidance comes from the soul. So that is because of the Sanatana Dharma. You're stepping into someone else's territory. You have to honor that. You have to get their permission. Like we say, no trespassing allowed. We put around our property. Like that, we humans, we have trespassed on many other livelihoods and lives. We have taken it for granted. We have not understood our Sanatana Dharma of this much I can do, but if I want to do so much more, am going into someone else's prerogatives, their rights as well? Am I overstepping on that? And that will have its repercussions. So that is the karmic cycle. The Sanatana Dharma is ordained in that way that it flows easily. And when we overstep it, the karma takes its role. The dharma and the karma are the systems with which the universe runs its rule. So she is Shashvata Ishwaryaye. She's ever present, she's ever ruling, and it takes its course because that dharma will come into action, into play as we do it. The good you do, it'll take you along the good. When we do the bad, it'll bring in the corrective measures. It slows us down, so that slowing is to make us pause and think to see, are we in the right direction? Do we need to make any alterations? So it is like uh, uh, reviewing ourselves and our whatever task or goal we have taken. So it is that growth evolutionary process. And so she is Shashvata Aishwaryaye, so she doesn't have to keep monitoring her universe all the time. The system is set, the Sanatana Dharma takes care of it. It's on this automated path of the Dharma will take care of whatever. You have the privilege to be born, you have the privilege to act, to think, to speak. These are gifts. The life is a gift. We have all these opportunities for a growth, a revolution in the materialistic realm, in the spiritual realm. And even in that, we are constantly seeing whether what we are doing is in alignment with that Shashvatam that she is, that maintains this flow. Her 953rd name, Om Shri Sarmadaye Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadaye Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadaye Namaswaha. Om Shri. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who gives happiness, who gives comfort, who gives joy, who gives delight. And we have seen her, this quality of hers, in her 125th name, Om Shri Sarmadayinyai Namaswaha. So we saw her Sarmadayinyai. Here she is Sarmadaye. Almost the same. Sarma is that which is that permanent comfort. So sometimes we are happy and then that goes away, some misery comes, we are like disillusioned. So many different, it's like a ups and down or a roller coaster. But when there is this comfort factor, the mind is settled, the emotions aren't turbulent, and whatever has come, there is this comfort for the physical body, there's comfort at the emotional level, the mind feels comfortable. So that is that sarma, that state she confers, she gives. Sarmadaye, da is to give. Sarmadaye, she gives. Sarma, that comfort, that peace, and that joy. Sharmadayinyai, the one who gives this. So when you say Dayinyai, it's like she, the one who gives the peace. It is, we have seen this in several of other names. Her 192nd name, she is Om Shreem Sukha Pradayai Namaswaha. And her Sukha is again comfortable. Like if you do, if you are in yoga, there are different asanas, postures. Sukhasana is that comfortable seated posture. That asana is that seated posture. Sukham is feeling that comfort. So Sukha Pradayai, the one who gives that. Dayinyai Pradayai, again she gives that comfort. In 968 name, which we saw recently, Om Shreem Sukha Karyai Namaswaha. Om Shreem Sukha Karyai. She does things that are only that is comfortable. Everything that happens is that Sukha Karyai. The mother gives only the best of the best in creation. So there are umpteen options. What will flow to you will be only the best. Sukha Karya. That is the best intention for everything and every being in the creation that flows from her is from that stage. She's Sukha Karya. So she is Sarmadaya. She gives that comfort to comfort creatures. Creature comfort as also. So it includes both the physical comfort as well as the mind and the emotion, the whole aspect, that comfort. Sometimes we could have all the comforts around us, but our mind cannot settle. Emotions are turbulent, so the physical comforts don't matter. The mind cannot even feel the joy of it because it's in its own turmoil. So that comfort also is so important. So when the mind is so comfortable, then even if there's some physical discomfort, the mind doesn't even bother with it. So that comfort, the root comes in from when the soul, mind is connected more to the soul, then this comfort automatically blossoms. And when that soul itself, there are certain situations when there is when the soul that is always in tune with the dharma, the right way of doing things, when it sees a dharma, it can feel bad. Each one of us goes through this thing, and then at that point again, you connect with the divine, and what you need at that point is surrender to the divine, and that surrender brings that comfort. You know that your limited mind, our limited mind, our limited logic, our limited capacity, skills cannot deal with what is at hand. It is beyond the scope of us individually. Then we surrender to her, the totality, and pray. And then at that stage of surrender, when we pray, we are connecting to her from the depth of our heart. And that prayer and that surrender is the most powerful state to be in, with connection to the divine. But every time, always, that is the best, and especially more so called for when there are things beyond our capacity and our what we can manage for ourselves or for others, for the world, everything. When we go from that state of surrender and prayer, then we connect to the divine and allow the grace to flow in. And when the grace flows in, the Sukha Pradaya, she flows in. Sarma Dayai, she flows in. She brings in that comfort. You know that it is being taken care of. Your mind can settle down. And then that comfort comes in. Her 954th name, Om Shreem Shambhumohinyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shambhumohinyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shambhumohinyai Namah Swaha. Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shambhumohinyai Namah Swaha. Namah Swaha. Om Shri Shambhumohinyai Namah Swaha. Om Shri. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who's the charmer of Shambhu, who charms Shambhu. Shambhu is Shiva. Of many names Shiva has, Shambhu is that state of that ecstasy and that dissolved state in that oneness, Shambhu. And Shambhu, Mohinyai, we've seen her as Mohinyai. Mohini is, she's the enchantress. And here she's enchanting Shiva, her consort. She entices her consort. Why? Why would she entice her consort? It's like we've seen in her 863rd name, Om Shri Kamakeli Tarangitaye Namah Swaha. There she's infatuating Shiva. She's like literally wooing him, drawing him. And why does that happen? Why would the kinetic energy do that to the potential energy? It is like if the potential energy, Shiva just sat in his deep meditation and nothing else happens, entirety would be in standstill. There'll be no creation, no movement, nothing. So she has to draw him. So he is beyond, transcended the senses in that Shiva state. She draws that state to entice him to come to the level of the senses so creation can happen. So it is this interplay of this Shakti and the Shiva that the creation keeps happening and it keeps flowing. And it is in her nature. She entices him, she charms him, and Shiva, the potential energy has to be deluded to start moving. Otherwise, it's static. Nothing can happen if it's so static. It's like something so immobile. If the whole entirety comes into a state of immobility, then no need for anything, no creation, no being, nothing, evolution, devolution, creation, sustenance, maintenance, nothing is relevant anymore. You and I are not there anymore. So for everything to happen, the universe to come into existence, she charms, entices that static energy force of the Shiva to create that movement, and that's how creation can continue. Except in the Pralayam also, she's a Sakshini. She is there witnessing the stillness. Even when everything is in stillness, she is still there witnessing that stillness, even though there is not, the entirety of creation is in dissolution, universe, nothing exists in that Mahapralaya. But in other times, after the blessings, anugraha comes from Sadashiva, the cycle continues and it has to be repeated. It goes through that, and she does it with her quality of mohanam. She draws into it to continue this creation. Her 955th name, Om Shri Dharaye Namah Swaha. Om Shri Om Shri Dharaye Dharaye Namaswaha Namaswaha. Om Shri Om Shri Dharaye Dharaye Namaswaha Namaswaha. Om Shri Dharaye Namaswaha. Om Shri Dharaye Namaswaha. Om Shri Dharaye Namaswaha. Om Shri. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who is Dhara. We've seen Dhara as Mother Earth is Dhara. That Prithvi is another name for Earth, the element Earth. Panchabhutas, Prithvi are for the Agni, Vayu, and Vyoma, the space. Prithvi is the Earth element, and she is Mother Earth. And then there is Prithvi everywhere, Panchabhutas in all of creation, sun, moon, all the planets, the galaxies, everywhere is made of the Panchabhutas, and Prithvi is there. That quality of that divine form of that Panchabhutas, Prithvi is that nature. That is Dhara. Dhara is that which supports. And she is the supporter, one of the interpreters, she is the supporter of the universe. She, the Mother Earth, we see her as the mother, she supports us. She is the mother of the entire universe. The universe supports the entirety, she supports the whole universe. She is Dhara. And the Prithvi, earth element, when we are looking at the chakra, Samula Dhara is again likened to the earth element. It is grounding us. So we need that grounding, otherwise we get scattered and moving all the time. We need some rooting, and that Mula Dhara in us is, each of us has that in that energy there. And there is the Prithvi element there. And the Bij mantra for that is La, Lam. So when we look at the Muladhara, the Bij mantra for that is Lam. The La element is that Bij mantra for the earth. And when we see the Panchadasi mantra, Hadikadi, the Vagbhava, Madhya, and the Shakti Kota, each of them, when we see they have the Bij mantras, there is La coming in that. And that is throughout the mantra Panchadasi, La comes there. And that La is again that aspect of her. She is that Dhara, she supports that creation from that. And so it is, we've seen Krishna's got another name for Krishna is Dhamodhara. He is supporting, holding Dhamo, that rope he's tied around Murali Dhara. He is holding the flute. We've seen these earlier. So that which is holding is Dhara, and she is Mother Earth. And she is the universe also that is supporting everything in creation that is supported is by her. She is the Dhara who supports everything. And last class we mentioned today is that yagam happening, that Panchabhut, we are offering her the 5 kinds of offerings in the puja. The earth element, we saw Om Lam Prithvi Tattvatmikaye Gandham Samarpayami. We say Lam again, La, that's Bij, La is there. Prithvi Tattvatmikaye, that quintessential essence of this Prithvi, the earth element. Gandham Samarpayam. Gandham is the fragrance, the scent is being Samarpayam, offering to her. So just reconnecting that All this is related to the earth element that supports. Her 956th name, Om Shrim Dharasutaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dharasutaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dharasutaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dharasutaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dharasutaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who's the daughter of Dhara. Here is Himavan. Himavan is the king of the mountains. Himalayas is seen as the king of all the mountains. So he is the Himavan. Himavan's daughter is Dharasuta's daughter, the child of Himavan. And we saw Dhara, like sometimes we say Vasudeva is the father of Krishna, and Krishna is called Vasudeva. So Dhara Sutaye Dhara. So it pertains to that land that supports. So here it's Himavan, seen as the king of the mountains, of the forests, the land. So it is born of that. And then we have seen in her earlier name, 246 name, Parvatye. She is Parvati. Om Shrim Parvatye Namaswaha. Parvadam is mountains. Parvati is like of the mountains. Her 634th name, Om Shrim Shailendra Tanayaye Namaswaha. Shaila is, we've seen again, is of stone, that is the mountain. Indra, the one who rules the mountains. Shailendra is again Himavan. Thanaya is again child, his daughter, Sutta Thanayaye. So these different aspects of her qualities, and there are embedded so many mantras in this that are building up to that oneness of what she is. When we are chanting these names that seem the same, they have the inner core meaning, but the way we are saying it is different. They have different beej mantras, different mantras, frequencies, intonations coming into these names as we chant the Sri Lalita Sahasranamam. Her 957th name, Om Shrim Dhanyaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dhanyaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dhanyaye Namaswaha. Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dhanyaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim Dhanyaye Namaswaha. Om Shrim. Salutations to Sri Lalita, who possesses immense wealth, immense fortune, and immense auspiciousness because they come from her. Dhan is wealth. We say Dhana Lakshmi is Lakshmi herself is goddess of wealth. When we say Dhana Lakshmi is she is giving that material wealth. We call her Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanyam is all the crops, the grains. So Dhanya Lakshmi, the one who's giving us the grains, food for sustenance. We have Veera Lakshmi, the one who's courageous, valorous. So Dhana Lakshmi is the one who's pouring out wealth, the gold and all that. And so here she is Dhanya, so she has all the wealth that she can give. And Dhan can also be seen as wealth and auspiciousness. It can also be interpreted as Dhanya is she is grateful. Why would mother be grateful? She has everything and we are the ones who are grateful to receive everything from her. Like when that joy of receiving the devotion and the worship from her devotees, she receives, and then that outpouring of that love, she showers her blessings in return for that devotion, for that love. She pours it out there, but when we can acknowledge it, when you keep on doing some work and someone acknowledges it and says thank you, there's a fulfillment to that work. You can keep on doing endlessly good things, but if it is never ever recognized, she will still do it. But for us, it is like a completion of that loop. It is not just unidirectional, there is a backflow, and then it completes that wholeness of it, the giving and the receiving and the acknowledging and the showering of the grace that brings on not just the kriya, the action of it, it just embellishes or enhances the soul connection. So when we can say to the mother today, being the Mother's Day, thank you, Amma, for everything, to our mother, our biological mother, our cosmic mother, Narayani, Sri Lalita Narayani, Bhumata, the mother, Mother Earth, thank you, Mother, Gomata, thank you, Gomata, thank you to the river mother, Nadiyommas, all the rivers, all the mothers that are sustaining us for our life. When we can acknowledge and thank them, that brings that sukham, that peace immediately, the mind, the emotions, everything settles down into the soul, and the soul connection with that oneness happens in creation. And that brings that blossoming, the beauty of that. Like when you go into people who are in one with nature, this gratitude, thanking comes automatically. Like we have Thanksgiving, the Pongal and all the Shankranti, different things. We are thanking Mother Nature for the harvest we've had. Every celebration we have, the Paurnami, all our celebrations is offering of thanks and enjoying what we have received. We can receive and then, ignore it and keep it aside. That doesn't complete it. Even though you've received it, you don't value it, you don't accept it and put it to use and acknowledge it and take it with that level of joy and gratitude. It nourishes the soul. In other words, if we're doing it mechanically, a robot can do it mechanically. A life doesn't have to do it mechanically. The life's essence is connecting with the soul, and that happens when there is acknowledgement, gratitude, and that devotion. These are the things that bring us get to our core inner self, and that's what connects us to the core of every other being as well. And this cycle completes when we receive and then we give our love, and she showers more. So it's like we do the yagam for the devas and they receive it, they bless us. And then we take in the blessings and we flourish. And with our flourishing, we do yagam. So it's a positive cycle that enhances it. And She is Dhanya that way. Or another interpretation for this is Dhanya is one of the yoginis in the Jyotisha Shastra. Among all her so many kalas we saw, Jyotisham or the horoscope reading is a science, it's an art. And one of the yoginis who are in who are training that Shastra is supremely it's Sri Lalita Narayani, but like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva there, each art form, Mahasaraswati is there who oversees all that. From her flows everything. So every aspect, there are yoginis and other devas who are in charge of that aspect. And Dhanya is one of the yoginis. Mangala, Pingala, Dhanya, they are all yoginis who are reigning or overseeing the Jyotisha Shastras. Another interpretation for Dhanya is, when the soul is this finishing this journey of this lifetime and it is ready to move from this body, it is said that the last thought for that being before the soul departs, leaves the body, is very important. It determines the next cycle of the journey for that soul. Like sleep is very important. The last thought before we fall asleep is very important. The first thought that comes up when we wake up is important. We are soaking. This is to monitor where our priorities are, where we want to focus, or what we want. We think of it at the last before going to sleep. We think of it as soon as the first thought, and when we wake up, it when we come into the external world and focus so much on it, it requires more effort and focus. But when we inculcate that into as we fall asleep, as we wake up, it goes deep into us, and even when we are asleep, it's there, it's embedded, it grows faster. So, and when it's usually said the last thought when we go to sleep often will be the first thought when we wake up. So we enhance our good habits or things like that we want to inculcate, or the divine we think of the divine, pray before we go to sleep. So when we wake up with the divine thought in our mind, worshipping the divine, and we are already set for the day, we are in the right groove for the day. So like that, when the soul is leaving the body, the last thought determines where the next journey is going to start. And there are 4 types of thoughts, the wise say. It is said there is Artha, Raudra, Dhanya, and Shukla. So Artha is like very materialistic thoughts. The soul is so caught up in the realm, it's full of desires. So when the last thought as the soul leaves it is full of desires. So that will be the samskara, the karma it will carry with it, and it will want to fulfill those karmas. So it will be born in that realms. So Raudra is again, even though it went through a lot of hardships and so many hardships and all that, and it's not gaining the wisdom to say enough is enough, but still getting craving for more and more of what is drawing you down, that takes it even further down. And the next creation will not have that opportunity to evolve that much more. It says they can be born as animals at a lower level, or plants, shrubs, different things, even though they come to a higher level. They say human life has 7 lifetimes opportunity given. Like you go for a game, you're given, you go to each level, you have 3 attempts, 5 attempts, 10 attempts, and then you have to go like that. Like exams, you have so many attempts, and then you go back, study again, come back, take it fresh. So you can't take the exam right away. Like that, these souls had the opportunity to evolve, but that was not the interest. So they getting in the quagmire of more and more and more of the desires that are pulling them down. So they go to lower types of births, the next thing. Dhanya is when a soul is at the last moment, last thought of that being when before the soul departs. They have thoughts, but they have that senses are not caught up in desire so much. The senses have become more tranquil, and they have compassion for all the beings. So when the last thought is tranquil with compassion for all the beings, some desire is still there, it hasn't fully ripened. It will go to the devas. It will be born as a deva in the soul's next journey. And the Shukla is one when the last thought is only on the Brahman, nothing but the Brahman, completely detached. It is gone through dharma, artha, kama, gone through that whole thing, and it's ready for the moksha, the salvation, to rise, let go of everything. I've had enough, I've enjoyed enough, enough is enough, I'm ready for the divine and only the divine. Then the Shukla, the last thought is only on the divine. That soul goes, that is the next journey, it goes to the divine. Whereas the other thoughts with which they die, it brings us back to the lokas depending on the last thought. So that is dhanya as one of the last kind of thoughts. Let us offer our prayers and our chantings for Sri Lalita Narayani. Om Jnanarupaya Vidmahi Shaktiyam Saya Dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyam Ma Prachodayat. Om Sarvamangalamangalye Shive Sarvarthasadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Shri Shri Matre Namaswaha. Om Shri Shri Matre Namaswaha. Om Shri Shri Matre Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwatyai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwataishwaryayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwataishwaryayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwataishwaryayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shashwataishwaryayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Sarmadayai Namaswaha. Om Shri Shambhumohinyai Namaswaha. Om Shri शम्भुमोहिन्यै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं शम्भुमोहिन्यै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरसुतायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरसुतायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धरसुतायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धन्यायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धन्यायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ श्रीं धन्यायै नमः स्वाहा। ॐ नमो नारायणे नमः स्वाहा। ॐ नमो नारायणे नमः स्वाहा। ॐ नमो नारायणे नमः स्वाहा। Let us offer our prayers, our chantings, our devotion to Sri Lalita Narayani, seeking her abundant grace, her blessings for all of us, for all our loved ones, for all of humanity, for all the sentient beings, for the whole of Mother Earth and all the worlds, for us all to gain this wisdom and live this wisdom of karma, dharma, dhanam. Come into the spiritual path and walk in this realm of spirituality. Become fit and receive this great gift of devotion for the divine, from her, the divine of the whole entire universe. Connect with the divine within us. Connect with her, the divine within each other. Connect with her, the divine in the entirety of the whole creation, in all the entire universe. And to always be in that state of soul qualities, her qualities of love, light, wisdom, deep peace, contentment, joy, laughter, bliss, health, strength, harmony, abundance, generosity, caring, sharing, compassion, honoring of all life forms, forgiveness, gratitude, devotion for the divine, courage, humor, skills, purity, integrity, sincerity, truth, patience, soul strength, Atma Balam, all the soul qualities, by the grace and blessings of Sri Lalita Narayani, by the grace and blessings of Sri Shakti Amma Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Seeking her grace, her blessings for the whole of Mother Earth and for all the worlds. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Sri Shakti Amma Narayani. Offering our thanks to all the mothers, the Cosmic Mother, Gomata, Bhumata, Nadiyamma, our biological mother, the motherhood within each and every being, honoring that. Om Namo Narayana. Any questions? Just wanted to share one of the posts today. Oops. So today's message for Mother's Day from Amma from Pidam. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. When we chant it, या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. We'd have heard this when the priests are chanting as well. Salutations to the Devi, who abides in all beings in the form of Mother. My obeisance to thee. Om Namo Narayani. We'll meet again next week. Om Namo Narayani. Bye for now.